What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Dead on Dave. Oh my god. And yes, there's a man licking knives on your camera right now. Welcome to 5 Random Questions. You see the creepy, weird graphics. You know what's happened. It's 5 Random Questions. We're back again, and we have, well, to date, our most famous member of the group. It's Tommy NC 2010 from YouTube. He's got over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's been a longtime buddy of mine, even back when he was just a lowly 5,000 sub channel. I've known him for almost 2 years. He's a good guy, one of the strangest frickin' people you'll ever meet in your life, and he's here. Tommy, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining me.
I'm good. I'm just feeling a little slicey today, you know. I'm kind of...
You're ready to cut into these questions?
Oh, yes. Torture them.
Oh, good God. Tommy, what's been going on with you recently, man? This is not a question of the 5. This is just, your beginning interview banter. How's everything going with you, man, lately? We've been seeing a lot of stuff from you. You've kind of gone back to the classic style of Tommy C. Even though you're no Tommy NC, I should say. You're no longer standing. You got an actual set and everything. So how's everything going for you lately?
Well, I bought myself... I'm renting a studio here in town, and that's why I have better Wi-Fi now. And why my voice sounds like this is because the allergies are horrible right now to me. So that's why I sound like John Laurinaitis.
You got the John Laurinaitis voice going on. People power. That's right. Yes, you sound amazing. It's really is incredible. I hope that's like yak sperm to help get your voice better. I hope that's what you're drinking is yak sperm.
No, Pepsi.
That doesn't help your throat. Pepsi is not medicinal. Oh my God. Anyway, Tom, it's really it's a pleasure to have you here, man. You and I talk not every day or anything, but frequently, and you call into my show every week and stuff like that. But we always set up things to do, but we never do them because I'm 6 hours ahead of you. You live in North Kakalaki, and I'm in Germania, and I don't think you realize that all the time. So when you try to call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, like, hey man, let's do something, I'm like, I'm sleeping, Tommy.
So here's the thing. Dave tries to set something. He says, Tommy, let's do 5 questions. Let's do it around 6. No. I'm like, okay.
No, that's not what happened.
That's not what I heard from the message. That's
not what happened.
Maybe we can do around 6, Tommy. We'll see what we can do. Get back to me. And I'm like, okay, see what I can do.
So not what happened. What happened was I said up until 6 on Sunday. I said, as long as we can do it before 6 on Sunday, that's fine. And Tommy, being Tommy, heard 6 o'clock. And he never said, let's do it at 6, but he was like, 6 o'clock. But it's okay because we got it all figured out. And I'm just glad you're here, man, with your mustard jacket. It's fantastic. I'm very excited. Yeah. Oh, don't rub the nips. Oh, my God. All right. I don't know if you know how this works, Tommy, because you never watch my shows outside of you don't even watch my wrestling reviews. So I don't know if you know how this works, but I ask you 5 questions. I got them all sitting here. They're ready to go. As long as you answer them truthfully, honestly, and satisfy me in a pleasurable manner, you get to turn the tables on me at the end and ask me any one question that your sick little heart desires. Do you accept?
Sure.
All right. Question number 1. Look, there's no getting around it. It's been a crazy-ass 6 months for you, dude. Your channel got a huge boost, albeit controversial elements all around that situation. So let me ask you, given everything that you've gone through, how it began to how it ended with, that first big chunk of everything, what was the highest point for you and what was the lowest point for you during this time?
My highest point was going to Playlist Live. I don't think there's been a low point for me, really, because I've been flying. Getting 100K views a video has made me feel, dude, I only could reach like 100 views in one day, or 20 views in one day back in the day, and there's no limits. Besides Keemstar attacking me, everything has been amazing.
Well, yeah, outside of that, and that's the controversial element I alluded to. But yeah, I think you've dealt with it about as well as you possibly can, everything that's happened with you over the past 6 months. And if I haven't said it enough, congratulations. All right.
Thank you.
Question number 2. Now, we all know that you're a big wrestling fan. You call into my wrestling show, you call into other people's wrestling shows, so we know you're a big wrestling fan. But let me ask you, if I just was able to get you a contract and you became a wrestler, a real life true superstar, who would be your dream opponent and where would you want to wrestle them?
Who would be my dream opponent?
Yes, sir.
Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania and a Hell in a Cell.
Do you have a specific venue, like what state you'd like to wrestle him in? Would it be Madison Square Garden? Where would it be?
Madison Square Garden, New York City.
You want it Madison Square Garden in Hell in a Cell against the beast incarnate Brock Lesnar. Well, yes. I would recommend doing it in North Carolina because at least you'd be able to be buried after he killed you, so that'd be good because he would kill you, Tommy. He would kill you.
To be honest, how you're going to that situation like you think I couldn't beat him.
You couldn't.
I probably could. I beat if it's a Hell in a Cell, we can use whatever we want. I can use a sledgehammer on him. I can use a ladder, table, beat the snot out of him, bust his head open.
But Tommy, it also means he can use all those things on you.
I just have to avoid that point.
And believe me, if you guys were going to have that match, I would show him all the videos that you made about him. Oh, yes, I would.
Traitor.
No, you talk about wanting to fight him all the time. I just want to make it happen. I'm here to help you. I'll be your Paul Heyman. Yes, I'll be your Paul Heyman.
Like Dr. Cox says to JD, help me to help you. Help me to help you. Help me to help you.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Nothing wrong with a good Jerry Maguire reference.
By the way, no. Dr. Cox from Scrubs.
Yeah, that's fine. But he took that from Jerry Maguire. So it's all right. It's all right. And Jerry Maguire did that a long time before that. But that's still. Regardless, Tom, you're a movie guy. You should have known that. What's the matter with you? You complete me, Tom. You had me at hello. Anyway. Question number 3. You ready for this?
Sure.
All right. Everybody in YouTube seems to be talking about YouTube drama. It's a super hot subject. And honestly, you've been at the center of some significant ones, whether you know it or you're unaware. Considering everything that has taken place, and it being so instrumental in helping you get that huge boost, what are your thoughts on channel drama and the current state of YouTube?
I really think that YouTube drama is at the same time kind of ridiculous. But the one thing I have to say about what's going on with YouTube now is a lot of, it makes me question that YouTube is going a little bit overboard on foul language. People like you, and I'm going to say it, a person's name that you don't want me to mention.
You can mention whoever you want. It's okay. No,
Joe Cronin.
Go ahead, yeah.
Joe Cronin, you, Tommy C, the Angry Grandpa Show, McJuggernuggets, the Psycho series. A lot of these series are going to get hit hard because I can think of multiple times where Jesse has screamed out the F-bomb.
Yeah.
And if YouTube is going to crack down, people are going to be losing a lot of monetization.
Well, some reality has come out about that whole situation. It's nowhere near what people were making it out to be. And so it doesn't seem like it's going to be as bad as people were fearing with the whole cracking down. And look, cracking down on swearing is not going to happen because basically that shuts down YouTube. What YouTube is really trying to accomplish is they want to attract a higher level of viewing audience. They're getting sick of it being a cesspool for teens. A whole bunch of 12 to 15-year-old kids who come on and watch and scream profanities. They're getting tired of that. They want to be able to bring in higher level advertising, and they feel by hitting people in the wallet and making it a little bit more difficult, having a little bit stricter guidelines, that is going to attract a higher level of viewer. Will it? Probably not, because that's not what YouTube was founded on. YouTube is, it's cat videos, it's Minecraft unboxing, and YouTube
Hey, you
drama.
forgot ball hit videos too. People nailing people in the balls.
That's right. I would love. Will you do a ball hit video right now? Go ahead and just like, let's slam something in your testes. But no, I think it's a fair answer. So where do you think the future of YouTube is going in the next 5 years? This is an add-on to that last question.
It's really hard to say where the future of YouTube is going. If YouTube keeps going on with this manipulation, we might see a lot of YouTubers leaving their channel because they are used to using such a foul mouth. And that YouTube is being, a lot of people blame me and say that the guidelines should be called the Tommy NC 2010 guidelines. And a statement I want to make here is, when I made that video, my emotional video, I never once said I was autistic. And everybody keeps trying to relate that somehow in that video I tried to say I was autistic.
No, you never did say it. It was said for you because it is relevant. I mean, it came out afterwards. Look, people know who you are. And when all that stuff was making its round, people were like, yeah, I know Tommy, and he was getting made fun of. It's fucked up because he's autistic. And it's like, that was a big thing of it. And it's just a reality of the situation.
You should know that doesn't define me.
No, it may not define me. And you've said that before, Tommy, and I get that. I get that it doesn't define you. But it does, it should at least give you an added goddamn extra layer of protection. That's just the way I believe. Because
I don't need protection, dude. I don't feel like I need autism to be my blanket. I don't need this autistic blanket to go around my shoulders and say, oh, you should treat me differently because I'm autistic.
Tommy,
no.
It's not about how you feel you should be treated. It's how people should just automatically understand to treat people in general, let alone anybody who has any mental disabilities. I mean, that's regardless of the situation, but when somebody, you're saying exactly what you should say. You don't want to be treated any different because you shouldn't want to be treated any different. But the reality is there is going to be a double standard for anybody, whether they're missing the lower half of their body or they have autism. There's going to be a little bit of a double standard. And I have no problem with that. Now, if you want to be fair game, then you can't make a video like you made, Tommy. That's the thing. If you can say that you could take the criticism and everything, then you can't make videos where you're over emotional like that, because that's what caused all of this talk. If you're fair game, then you're fair game, and you can't play victim afterwards. That's the problem.
First of all, just a second. The reason why I made that video was not because I was autistic.
No,
the reason why I made the video was because I was being threatened. I was getting bullied. And I was overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm better now.
Yeah.
But it was at a time that, here's the thing. No one has ever stood up to Levy. And I'm not saying maybe I might have stood up to Levy, but no one ever in history on YouTube has ever made a video talking about Levy, how they affected him and his viewers. Mm-hmm. I did that. I made that video because I was hurt, and I was the first one ever to stand up to Levy.
Well, you got to understand with how people are. If you didn't, I don't want to say this is going to sound messed up, but the reality is if you weren't autistic, that video would not have blown up the way it did. Because there have been kids who have cried about it in the past, but the fact that you have autism, it brought a extra level of attention to the cause. That's just the reality of the situation. Because every post on Reddit, it was an autistic man gets bullied by Leafy. It was not Tommy NC 2010. Nobody knew who Tommy NC 2010 was. They knew you as the autistic kid who was being bullied by Leafy. Now, I understand why you'd be upset by that, but that is how the world works. They find labels to place upon you, and you became a symbol of a cause. Whether you wanted to be or not, you became a symbol of a cause, of a movement. And now we are where we are. It benefited you.
I know it might have benefited me, but I'm going to keep moving on. My name is Tommy NC 2010, not autistic, man. So I'm just like, I know that now that, autism does not define me. Yes, I was born with a screwed up brain. Yes, folks, I'm not perfect. I was born with a screwed up brain. My mother was, my birth mother was autistic. My birth father was autistic. And that's maybe why I'm so screwed up.
You're not screwed up, Tommy. There's nothing wrong with you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know that.
There's nothing wrong with you.
When you put a book in front of me, I can't read it.
I understand that. No one loves you more than I do. You know that. You're my buddy. And it bugs me to see you get upset like this. Because I don't like that. I don't like when people mess with my friend, whether or not you were autistic or not. I wouldn't have, it doesn't sit well with me. But I hope you understand where I was coming from with that line of questioning. I wasn't trying to define you or anything like that. I'm just letting you know that's how it was definitely perceived from the outside.
I hear it from every other person. I hear it from every other freaking exposed video here on YouTube and everything, and I hear it everywhere.
Do you think would you want everybody to just completely forget that part of you? I mean, 100% forget it and then basically give you the exact same level of assholeism that everybody else gets?
I don't know what to say.
Because the rest of us get treated like shit, Tommy. But no, you stood in there, buddy. Good answers to those. I appreciate that. All right, let's move it on to question number 4. We're going to go to the inspirational side, because that is what you are known for. You've become an inspiration in a lot of circles for some of the reasons that we talked about. Like I said, whether you wanted to or not, you've become a figurehead of a movement, and because you are autistic. And you've become an inspiration in some circles, both good and bad when it comes to the byproduct of YouTube. It's become a discussion. Can everybody take the same level of harassment, whatever the case may be? But I want to know who inspires you. Who gives you the inspirational fuel that charges up that positivity powerhouse that is Tommy NC 2010?
It's really hard to say who inspires me. I think I've said in the past the people that have inspired me to be who I am today. Chris Perillo, the Nostalgia Critic, Doug Walker, a lot of, and those people right there. Also, Cool Duder. Did I even say his name?
I know you didn't.
Cool Duder. He inspired me. Though I took bits and pieces from those people and made myself. And I learn day to day on how to motivate my audience and how to talk and inspire and talk with an uplifting voice. And for instance, okay, hold on a second. The other day I gave a speech at a bar. This was the town pub, and I said, today is the future, tomorrow is today, and that you can be what you want to be. Don't let your souls be dragged down by the hate. Lift yourself with the love and passion. If you can see the passion and you can see the love, take that motivation and lift your spirits with the power of positivity. Now, what I mean by that is that your love and ability to lift yourself, to make you much more than what you are, and that today is tomorrow and today is the future. And that you as a person are an inspiration. You as a person can pick up a pen and make what you want. You as a person can be a vlogger simply by picking up a camera and talking it like it's your best friend. Do what you want. Feel what you want. Today is tomorrow.
Well, okay. Today is tomorrow. Okie dokie. Question number 5. That's a good answer, by the way. I'm glad that we got a good snippet of a speech you gave in a bar. That's always good. Question number 5. Tommy, everybody knows you wear many hats, and not the actual one you're wearing. I'm talking about podcaster, storyteller, content creator, foodie, and apparently motivational speaker as well. But not everybody knows about your alter ego. I do. I know about your alter ego. That inner rapper inside of you. So tell me about that side of you and what exactly is Funktaculous.
Okay, Funktaculous was a thing that I created back in 2008 with my friend Hamza. And we basically were, I was into different things. I didn't really like rap, but he sat me down in the studio and said, just talk into this microphone. And I started saying words and all this stuff. And Hamza's like, what do you want to call this project? I said, I want to call it Funktaculous. He's like, wait a minute. You want to call it Funk and Taculous? Funktaculous? And I'm like, yeah. And from that day, honestly, we have made multiple songs. We're working on one song called Super Saiyan Driver.
Oh, yeah. Dragon Ball Z reference. I like that.
Basically, the whole song's talking about how a human being being a Super Saiyan, driving in the car, getting road rage, and when he gets pissed, he becomes a Super Saiyan and intensely blows his top. And when you see the yellow hair, the green eyes, get the hell out of the way, or I'm gonna Kamehameha your ass.
I like that. Now, I did ask the 5 questions, but I got to be honest. I have a sneaky 6th question I want to add in here because you mentioned somebody, and I was remiss by not bringing him up. You mentioned Hamza for a moment, so I want to ask you a question about Hamza. We hear about Hamza. We sometimes see him in your videos. Who is Hamza? Exactly who is he? How important is he to you? And what is that relationship?
Me and Hamza's relationship goes far back. I met him in a place of business, and one day I walked up to him while he was working. I didn't know who he was, and I'm a movie fan, and I asked him, "Have you ever seen the movie Major Payne?" And he looks at me like, "Don't you want to order food?" And I'm just looking at him, and he's like, "No," and my brain kind of malfunctioned, and I think it went backwards in reverse, and runs over the kid with the little bike, and I disappeared for a second, and then something popped out of my mouth. "You idiot!" And I walked out of the line and walked away.
Oh, jeez.
That day after that, I think 2 days maybe, I don't know. Hamza tells it differently too. I'm at Taco Bell, and I'm talking with people, and this is how old I am. I say to these people, "Oh, I don't have a MySpace. My parents won't let me have a MySpace." And Hamza hears this, and he walks up to me, and he's like, "Hey, dude, you need a MySpace?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I'll help you out. Here's my phone number. Let's talk." And from that day forward, me and Hamza went back and forth. I would text him these weird things. Just since I can't read, I would copy things off my movie posters and all this stuff. And Hamza didn't realize I couldn't read, so one day he typed into the machine, P-O-O-P. "What's that spell, Tommy?" And I said, "Pop."
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Are you serious?" And then I looked at it again. I said, "Oh, poop." And me and Hamza have been friends for a long time. I actually was the one that kind of motivated him to create his own YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
And, he actually has been vlogging more. And if it wasn't for me, I think Hamza wouldn't have ever got involved in YouTube. And once he saw the situation happen with me, I think Hamza kind of saw a situation happen that he could help me with.
Mm-hmm.
And so Hamza has been a really helping, lifting person for me, and he's unique. Sometimes I want to strangle him, but
he's essentially your producer, right? I mean, he He uploads your videos. He helps you in that regard too with the technical aspect, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He helps me a lot with my videos. And there's another gentleman that helps me out, James Worley. He's been helping me recently. I don't know if you know who he is.
Sure, I do. No, no idea.
And,
no idea.
but it's been back and forth, and it's been different this year. A lot of ups and downs.
It has been, man, and I appreciate you talking about it. I do, and it's good that I'm glad that you got Hamza there for you. It helps you out and gets you through a lot of the hard times. And I love you to death, Tommy, and I'm always going to be there for you no matter what. So thanks for answering those 5 questions, and you have definitely answered them to my satisfaction. So it's time for you to turn the tables, my friend. Ask me any one question you like, and I swear to you, as on my honor as a former United States soldier, I will answer 100% honestly.
Okay, here's a question that I want to ask you deep down, and this is a statement and a question, also something that you would do for me.
Okay.
That somehow you guys could break down the wall, and you and Joe Cronin could patch things up and get back to Joe Cronin family. And that is my question to you.
Your question is if it's possible.
And here's the thing, I know what happened. I heard all the stuff, I've heard 2 different stories.
Well, there's only one story, and it's out there for everyone to see. So I don't know what version it gets told that is anti-me, but there's only one true version of the story. But I don't want to jump into that. To answer your question, and I was hoping you weren't going to ask that. I had a feeling you might, but I was hoping you wouldn't, but you did. So, but hey, fuck it. I said I'd answer it, so I'm going to answer it. I got back into YouTube. Well, actually, I got into YouTube 2 years ago. And I was brought in, to the Joe Cronin show. And that was my first experience in YouTube. And before that, I was just a podcaster on other venues and stuff like that. But I had never been on YouTube before. Ended up creating my own channel, the entire shebang. Was with him for a year. Got fired twice in that time frame. The second time, things got crazier. He did things that I can't forgive. I can't live with. I don't know if you've ever been burned in effigy, but that's what happened. Oh yes,
to me. Trust me, I have. I've had multiple situations where multiple people have, recently. I don't know if you know about this, but my back and forth with a certain person that I know, and he used to be my friend. What he does is he'll go on his channel and review my videos, and then talk trash about me.
Yeah, it's not easy.
He even had a few negative things to say about Joe too.
It's not easy, but I haven't talked to Joe since I talked to him a couple of times, very sparingly. The reality is I can't work with someone I can't trust. And I know that's not going to be a popular thing. He's not, when he hears, I'm sure he's not going to be happy to hear it, whatever. And I might get attacked again. I'm sure his fans might come over here and give me shit again. Honestly, I don't care at this point. It is what it is. That chapter's closed, and I don't see a way to reopen it. It's hard for me, Tommy. Every time, you got to understand, man. When I went to Joe Cronin, I was very closed off. I was in a very dark point of my life. So he was the first guy that I brought back into like a friendship circle, and I haven't gotten over the way it ended, and it still messes with me. He doesn't need me, and I found ways to keep doing my thing. So it's unfortunate. I've been gone for almost a year now. There's really no reason to go back. I wish him nothing but the best, though. I really do. I hope nothing but good things for him. But that's just that ship has sailed. I just don't see how I can possibly work with a guy that I can't trust.
Understand. Well, if you could, let me ask you one more question. If that'd be all right.
I think you've earned that. Go ahead.
Where is the future of your channel going, and what do you think is your next move for your channel?
The future of my channel is real simple. I love the wrestling content. That's always going to be the biggest part of my channel, always. But these 5 random questions and Nerd and the Jerk, which I do with Jake Link, those two shows are becoming my favorite things to do. This and Nerd and the Jerk, I feel, are the things that are going to differentiate my channel from other people's channel. I think that is going to be the thing that a good positive direction for the future. Wrestling is always going to be the biggest thing on channel. I'm never going to stop covering it ever. I love it. But 5 random questions and Nerd and the Jerk, that's what I think the future is.
One tiny question. This is kind of a big question. What is your opinion on Tommy C being a part of the Baited podcast and it being so successful?
I am nothing but happy for my friend. The reality is, look, I don't know Keemstar. I know his reputation, but I also know the side that I've heard from Tommy. And I know that nobody is as bad as their internet reputation. And the things that I've heard from Tommy, and I trust Tommy's judgment, that Keem is completely workable with, and there's a gaining level of trust there. So honestly, I'm nothing but happy for my friend. He's my best friend in the world. I love him to death, and I'm thrilled for his success. I'm happy that Baited is doing well. I do worry because the reputation or whatever, but I don't know the man, so I can't possibly judge. I love Colossal. Colossal is a great YouTuber as well. So I think Tommy's in a good company there, and I wish him nothing but further success on the Baited podcast.
Yes.
You hit me with some hard questions, man. Damn.
Dave, as long as I've known you, I think the first time me and Dave met each other was on the Joe Cronin show.
Yep.
I called in one night, and Dave was pissed off.
Yes, I was.
And I challenged Dave, and he threw me over the top rope. But I because I challenged him, Dave got in contact with me. And I'm sitting there, and I get this email or message, and I said, "Who are you again?"
Yeah, like after we said it, we're like, I'm trying to get him for an interview. Because I felt bad. I was a little bit of a dick to you. But I wanted to make sure you knew that it was all in part of the show. There was nothing. I wasn't being mean to you for real. It was just part of the show. So I wanted to make sure that you understood that. And then you didn't even remember who I was. So I was like, well, damn. So like, okay. Well, it turned out, it worked out really well. We ended up doing an interview, which ended up being the first real controversial thing that started with you, if you remember. I mean, that was the kind of where the whole controversial bandwagon started. That was me. I broke that shit. That was me, and nobody ever talks about it. Nobody ever says, Dead on Dave was the first guy that really stood up for Tommy. Nobody talks about it. I get no credit, but that's okay. I don't do this for credit.
Because that guy I actually worked things out with,
yeah.
And then he kind of I kept asking for him for an interview, and he kept saying he was busy and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, I hold nothing against you, but we actually patched things up. We were talking with each other, and he truly did apologize to me for what he said to me, and I don't hold anything against him. And apparently he left YouTube a while back ago. Apparently I heard.
It's because Dead on Dave put the guns on him. Yeah. No, nobody watched my interview with you, so it's like the next day, I talked to Joe about it, and then Joe talked about it, and then everybody's talking about it then. I'm like, the son of a bitch.
it's kind of like you're Shane and Joe was Vince.
Oh,
And
God, I don't like that analogy. For so
hey,
many
hey,
reasons.
you go to Japan, dude. You become your own booker and your own wrestler, and then you come back to the WWE.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, regardless, yeah, there you go, man. Tommy, I appreciate you joining me here on 5 Random Questions. This was basically everything I thought it was going to be. So thank you for that. I guess this is why you never interview an interviewer, because he will ask you questions. And you did. But you know what? You stood in there with some hard questions that I asked you, and I appreciate that. So thank you, man. I do appreciate it. And you're my buddy, man. I love you.
And also, Dave, by the way, to you and your viewers, go check out the recent video I just did. I did it all myself. I edited it myself. I made a few mistakes, but it's a wrestling circuit called NCW. And don't worry, it's not MCW.
You changed the letter. Oh, God. We're going to talk about that off air. That's funny. Okay, go ahead. Finish up.
But you guys should honestly go check out that vlog. My friend Ashley got to be a guest person that got to hold the title, and I got to do some announcing. And also, I guess I could spoil a little bit. I did put the speed at 4. So it sounds like chipmunks are fighting each other.
Oh, nice. Nice. That's always good to hear. All right, man. Look, any last things you want to tell the people before we get out of here? Tell them where they can find you, all that good stuff, and then we're going to get about this thing.
I'm Tommy NC2010. I'm a YouTuber / rapper, rap mogul / entertainer. Every bit of it. The world heavyweight MTV's made, Comedy Central's champion of the world. And I want to say I love you all. I love
Rap
you.
mogul. Motherfucker, you just called yourself a rap mogul. I love you. I love you, Tommy. You are my buddy, man. Oh, my God. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate. I hope you had a good time right here on 5 Random Questions.
Oh, I loved it.
All right, man. Thank you guys, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Machinima likes them likes. So that means that I like them likes. So make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you don't have talent, have talented friends. And as always, keep it copious. We'll see you next time. Tommy, take it easy, buddy. Peace.